pod match.
Okay, bet. I just got it. Bet. Alrighty. Yo, what's good? We back again on the Candy Shop. Y'all listen to your boy Candyman TV. We are live from my bathroom once again in Missouri. We connected connected with my boy Wize El Jefe. We are live off my Facebook personal page, my Facebook like page, Candyman TV, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Twitch is kind of messing up right now, so we might not be live off that. They just
Yeah,
gave us
it was giving me problems yesterday. They had a blackout on Twitch yesterday.
yeah, so we might not be live on Twitch, but we still live though. We just gonna say we live still. And we're being heard on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Castbox, Radio Public, Podvine, Pocket Cast, Overcast, Castro, Podbean, Listen Notes, and Podchaser. And yes, that was all in one breath, everybody. That's why you
It
be
was.
breathing exercise. We got a good and very special guest today. We got my boy Will Wise, Otero today. How
What's
you
going
doing?
on? I'm blessed, brother. I am blessed. I get to do what I love to do, which is podcasting.
You can't beat that. You can't beat that, especially when you're doing something you love. That's all that matters for real, at the end of the day.
Definitely, definitely.
So, tell it before we get started. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself, because I know, I know a little bit, but I don't. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Well, born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. I now reside in the Pocono Mountains in Pennsylvania. Been podcasting since 2020. I was furloughed from my job, and I had been wanting to do a podcast since 2019. Me and my boy was supposed to start one, and him and his girl had a baby. So once that happened, he was out of the picture. And I had already purchased a little studio like from Amazon for like $160. And I was like, I just kept messing with it, just started messing around. But I would just make up excuses not to record. Like, man, I sound horrible. Who's gonna want to listen to me? What I'm gonna talk about? And it was just me stuck in my own mind instead of my own head. And so when I finally decided to press record, I got furloughed from work, like I said, in 2020. And I just finally decided to kick fear in the teeth and press record and started podcasting. And lo and behold, I didn't know I was going to be this. I didn't know I was going to love it so much. I didn't know I was going to have a voice. Like, again, you always think that you sound weird to yourself. I'm saying, so I'm like, man, I sound horrible. Like, who's going to want to listen to me? And then everybody who listened to me be like, "Yo, what's wrong with you? You got that radio voice. You got that voice for this. So we don't understand what you're talking about." And so after a while, you listen to enough people, you're like, "All right, I guess I do got it." So, but yeah,
Yeah, I was the same way. Like, I always would be like, man, I'm not sound crazy, this is that. But then other people be like, bro, like you need to keep going, like you sound good. They appreciate it. So it helps. It helps with that feedback.
it does. It
It
does.
helps so much.
It helps build up your confidence. I'm saying because you're always gonna have doubt about yourself, and because we're kind of programmed to believe that we're limited in what we can do. Saying, and so to be able to break out of that and start building that confidence and being able to like step out of my comfort zone and do something that, like I said, I didn't have prior experience to this. I didn't know anything about editing audio or none of that. And so a lot of this stuff I've learned, I'm self-taught. So to be able to step out, like I said, step out of my comfort zone and do something that was unexpected. It's been great, man.
Can't beat that for sure. Okay, so I'm reading from your bio that you sent me real quick. So I'm
Yeah.
looking away from the camera just for a second. So let me start off like, okay, so on your bio it says that you were widowed when you were 31. Do you mind getting into detail about that a little bit? If
Nah,
you're comfortable talking.
this real talk, bro. It's nah, I really don't. It's because you never know what because everyone has a story. Let's get that out there. Everyone has a story, and they've had they've had life experiences and stuff. And so at 31, I was widowed. I was with my wife since I was 21. And so to lose her, it was like losing a part of myself because I was with her most of my adult life at that time. And but she had kind of prepared me in a way because she had introduced me into the world of self development. She introduced me to Tony Robbins, The Secret, all these other different books, and that was kind of preparing me for what was to come. So in '08, she was in a car accident. She passed away, and I was very self destructive for quite a few years because right after that, after I lost my wife, I reunited with my dad after 25 years of not having any contact with him, um, in '09, and then only to go to Puerto Rico to meet up with him and meet my younger brother and reunite with my sister and brother that I hadn't seen them in 25 years. Just to I get there Father's Day weekend, Friday night. Me and him reconcile. I tell him I forgive him and all that because it was just that time. It was about that time. I was already having to deal with the loss of my wife, and now gaining my dad back in my life. It kind of like, all right, cool. This is their things. He passed away that Saturday morning, and so I'm like, I was already angry over losing my wife. Now I reunite with my dad just to lose him, and I was just like, what kind of like, am I that bad of a person that I'm being punished? Like, because right after that, it was just like I lost my wife, my dad. I lost the aunt and an uncle that helped raise me. I lost two siblings. I lost two of my brothers, and it was just crazy. It was just like, what what is happening? What am I? Why is this all happening to me? And of course, I was self destructive, self medicating, not giving a. Can I curse or what?
Yeah,
No.
you can do it. Do what you please.
So I didn't give a fuck. I just didn't care about anything. Like I said, I was just drinking, just partying out of my mind, just didn't care. And one day I kind of like was like, yo, I can't continue this way. Saying like something inside me, something spoke to me. It was like, you gotta change. You gotta change your life or you're not gonna be here much longer. So I decided to seek help. So went got therapy and started changing my life. I started working, started doing security in the city and all that. And a friend of mine was like, "Yo, let's get you back into the dating scene." She made me a profile on Match.com, and it was a blessing because I met my wife through there. And since then, like positive things have just like since I've switched my attitude with not giving a fuck anymore to more like yo, just switched and I got back into self-development. I got into reading more, got into the things my first wife had prepared me with. And so I got a job at the local I met my wife. We started dating for a year. In 2013, we met end of 2012 we met, and 2013 at towards the end of 2013, she's like, "Yo, I want you to come live in Pennsylvania. Come move up here with me and whatever." So we ended up moving in 2014. I actually moved up my family up here, brought my brother, my sister, my mom. They all came and we got them in a house up here. And that's when things started changing for the better. Saying like with me getting back into the self-development and all that and switching my mindset and I stopped being angry and blaming God, spirit, whatever you want to say, for everything that was happening in my life, and decided to take control of it and started accepting that I'm angry over some things that I had no control over. Saying I was angry over losing all these people in my life, and it wasn't doing me any good. So to be able to meet my wife and turn my life around and start getting a well-paying job and starting a good career, it was just like, okay, things are falling into place. But it took me switching and stop and just decided that, listen, man, I can't be angry anymore. It's like when you let that anger control you, it's just it's not doing you any good. And so when I finally decided not to be angry anymore and accept for what and accept what had happened, things just started looking brighter. Things started changing. My wife came into my life, and so since then, like she's been one of the craziest things is after me and my wife was dating when we started dating and everything. Like the thing that made me really fall for her was she asked me, "You have a passport?" And I was like, "Nah." She said, "Well, we need to correct that because I like to travel. I like to I like to see the world and stuff like that." And to me, that was like one of the most sexiest things in the world. That was like to me, like, oh, like, damn, she sees something in me that she wants to go see travel with me and see other parts of the world with me. And so to me, it was like, all right, cool. This is I could flow with this. And since then, she's been my ride or die, man.
Wait, what year did y'all get married?
We got married in 20, I want to say 2015, 2016. She's gonna kill me, but I probably know dates better than she does anyway.
Man, well, I'm glad you're doing a lot better, especially that you got your mind, mindset. Because you've been through a lot, especially like your wife passed away. Then right after that, like you rekindle with your dad, and then like not even too much longer after that, he passes, and a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't make it out
No,
after
no,
what you've been, especially what you've been through, losing so many people in such a short amount of time. A lot of people don't bounce back from that.
nah. Listen, I could I could have easily just given up. I'm saying, and for a minute I was. I'm saying, especially doing the things that I was doing. It just that was me giving up on life, and something just told me like, yo, this is you're not honoring them by doing what you're doing. I'm saying you're not honoring them by the partying, the drinking, not giving a fuck about anything, not caring about anyone, like sleeping around with married women, doing crazy shit, and just not caring about life. And when that voice spoke to me, is like, and it's hard for black and brown people to go seek help because we come from somewhere that's frowned upon. Like, dude, what the fuck you mean you going to see a therapist? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, you
Yep.
crazy or something? It's not something that at that time was not. It was frowned. Like people look at you stupid. Like, what's wrong with you? You crazy? You can't. And now it's like, nah, man, we need this. We need help. Like,
Yes.
there's things in our lives that happen that you need to speak to someone, a professional.
Yeah. That is true. Like counseling is such a necessity, especially like you said, for black and brown people, because I remember there was at times I even heard some people like, they were like, oh yeah, I'm about to go to therapy, I'm about to do this and this and that. And then people look at them crazy, like you said, they would be like, well, you crazy, or like, what, why are you going out? Or they would like crack a joke.
Yeah.
But that's the only way most of us knew how to cope. It was
Hmm.
just, we don't really know about counseling and therapy.
Not where
They
we
would,
come from.
yeah,
Nah.
they would
Not
just
where we come
call it
from.
like,
Definitely.
yeah, it was just wow. So let's go back a little bit though.
Yeah.
So what was it like growing up in Brooklyn, like around in your generation?
Oh man, I grew up at the height of the crack era. I'm saying when I was in Brooklyn, it was when I grew up, it was 80s and 90s, and it was like the height of the crack era. And I come from a family of hustlers, and so to see where I was growing up at, there was a bunch of vacant lots, abandoned buildings. That was our playground. I'm saying we would jump out of abandoned buildings onto mattresses piled up, And that's what we played at. We played around in abandoned buildings, vacant lots, saying crack vials everywhere. And so, but what was crazy was the community, like my neighborhood and my community, you really could we you really couldn't do nothing crazy. Like growing up, if I did something 2 blocks away, by the time I got home, my mom already knew. I'm saying so that's something that we lack it out. Like even though regardless of what was going on in that era, community was big. Like being a part of the community was big. Like you had people that looked out for you in your neighborhood. You knew your neighbors. You knew almost everybody on your block. Nowadays you can't say that.
Yeah.
Nowadays if you know your neighbor from next door, is shocking because a lot of people don't do that anymore. Community and is no longer cherished. It's like they have us divided and separated because they don't want us united. And the fact that they don't want us united is because if they keep us separate and divided, then it's easier to control us.
Yes, indeed. Because it's crazy, like, because now, like, I remember, like, I had some, like, older family members tell me that, like, back in the day, like how you said, you couldn't really get away with certain things. Like, if you did, it was like, oh, you lucky. Or
Yeah.
somebody just ain't tell on you. And they was like, oh, if I catch you again, it's over
Yeah.
with.
It's over with. Yeah.
Like, now
Yeah.
you could live next door to somebody that you go to school with or something like that for like 5 years, and you'd be like, "What? You live here? Y'all
Yeah.
here? What?" Or like
Yeah.
you do, or a coworker, or somebody like you be sitting right next door to them, but like neighbors really don't talk all like that. It's like everybody is segregated.
Yeah. It's crazy because I'm saying that's what we need to get back to. It's community. Is people who think it's truly that phrase. It takes a village to grow to raise a child. It's true. I'm saying, and but now the way it is, you got TV and the internet raising your kid. I come from a generation where I spent a lot of time playing outside, riding my bike, playing sports outside, playing stickball, kickball, kick the can, and all these different types of games that these kids don't play. These kids don't be outside. You
Yeah,
gotta sometimes you gotta force kids to go outside nowadays. Back in the days, you had to force us to come back in.
yeah, for real. Cause like it's just like the only time, and I talked to somebody about this the other day too. Like a lot of times, the only kids that's outside playing sports, whether it's like baseball, football, basketball, are the ones who's actually athletes. Like it's like you'll see like nowadays you'll see some kids they'll come out every once in a while to hoop or play some sports, but like especially like back in the day, like even when I was young, like there was more people who would uh who would go. Like I remember there's this community center back in Canton. It's called the Pill Coleman Center. It and those of y'all in Canton, y'all already know. If you was a real hooper, you was coming to the southeast and you was gonna play. You was gonna play at the center. Like you wasn't no real hooper if you didn't come to the center and prove yourself. Like
Yeah,
that was the spot for basketball. Like right in the southeast, right by Pulley Hill. That was the spot. Like now I haven't been there in a while, but like I know like the last couple times I've been there, it's mostly like, it's still filled with kids that, want to, actually go out and go to get like scholarships for like school and whatnot. But the majority of them, like could be a lot more there. But like I said, like nowadays, if they're not playing the sport, they're not trying to go outside and play. Like it's mostly tablets, game systems and whatnot. And see, me personally, like when I was a kid, I was sheltered. I always wanted to go outside and play and whatever, but I was stuck inside most of the time. So I could never like I never got like how people just wanted to stay inside all the time. Like I never got that. Like and I used to play video games like crazy because there's nothing else to do. It's either watch cartoons or play video games, talk on the phone every once in a while. But talking on the phone got boring after a while because you know, just
yeah, there's so much you can
talk.
say. There could be
Yeah,
so much you can talk about on the phone. Definitely.
and even with adults, like I can't stand when I go to functions and then we'll be in a room full of people. We could probably have like food, drinks, whatnot. You know, everybody got their little whatever, and then like it'd be like 12 people, but 10 of them be on their phone.
Oh, nowadays, yeah. Anyway, you out to eat and the family, the whole entire, so everybody's at the dinner table with a phone or something like, and that's what we need to get back into, being able to have conversations, being
Yeah,
able to talk, to have sit down for dinner and actually speak to each other, and not be on the phone scrolling and scrolling. And it's different, man. It's a different time now, but we definitely need to get back to that, and showing that we're more than just being controlled by our phones, or being like, it's crazy because now that's how they get you, is social media and all that and all these other things, and you're just like stuck.
especially on the dating side. That's one of the reasons why it's me personally. That's one of the reasons why it's hard for me to date because you'll see like I'll see a woman or whatever. You know, I might say something. We might talk for a little bit. The majority of them, a lot of times, they'll just be stuck on that phone so much, and it's just like, for one, it's rude, and for two, it's just like, okay, I was gonna put some effort, but if you me personally, if you the type, if I see that you love your phone more than our conversation, I'm gonna cut you off. Then they want to get mad because they're like, oh well, because you don't call or text me, this is that. Well, you don't pay me any attention. I'm not about to be blowing up your phone trying to get you to talk to me. If you are in a relationship with your iPhone more than you want to have a friendship with me. Now, if that's what you want to do, that's okay. You know, I'm not gonna get mad at you, but I'm not gonna waste my time. And they
Yeah,
don't realize that, and they think like they think that I'm trying to guilt trip them, or I'm trying to play victim. Nah, it's just like I'm a grown ass man. I got, you know, I'm on my phone a lot because like nowadays, like I do business on my phone a lot.
yeah,
So I that's why I don't have games on my phone. If I do download a game, I'll probably have it for like a week or a couple days or even maybe a couple hours just to try it out. But then I'm gonna delete it. Cause
yeah,
now it's just like if I'm not handling business on my phone or if I'm not doing anything productive on my phone, I really try to stay off of it.
yeah. And me, I kind of same way. I don't use social media to like post, create stupid stuff. It's more for using it as a tool to help me build to help me build my production company, help me build my podcast, help to build my brand up. Because these are tools. These are tools that you need, and you need to use them. I'm not focused on um trying to impress anyone on social media, because for what? Like, I don't need to impress anyone. What I need this here for is to build up what I'm doing, to show people what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. And for me to do my podcast and to be able to share it with people, is because I want people to realize, like, I don't mind sharing my story because somebody might need to hear it. I'm saying, because like you said, I could have easily given up on life after everything I went through, but nah, man, I picked myself up. Uh, you still have those days where you still struggle with stuff, but it's now is like, I don't care about what other people think of me. And that's what people live. They live on social media so to impress other people. I could care less what other people think of me. It's what I think of myself, and that's what I care about.
Yeah. That's one thing I see about this generation. Like, I mean, like my generation really started like with the social media because we started like what really started like social media and what made the image thing really big that people always like try to impress people was MySpace. Because
Yes.
when MySpace came out, that was the like I remember there was people that you people used to get made fun of because they didn't have a MySpace.
Yeah.
Like it was that serious. Because I remember like at first I was like, okay, MySpace cool, but then when I seen all my friends have it, I was like, wait, hold on now. And then when I seen like I even seen some like OGs have it. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh yeah, hold on now. If they got if they got a MySpace, I need to get one too. I had to, I before like, cause my mom said at the time she was like, nah, y'all don't need a MySpace, this and this and that, yada yada. I, what I used to do was, and she know this now, but like, what I used to do was I had this, I used to get I used to get the disposable cameras at Walmart or wherever, and then I used to take pictures of myself and like, take pictures of really a lot of stuff, but if I wanted pictures on MySpace, I used to take pictures of myself, and I was like, "Oh yeah, man, I just need a disposable camera." And then I had the camera, and I forgot what I did, but it was like the thing where you could like upload them to the computer.
Yeah.
So then I put my pictures on there, and then when I got the MySpace, I was geeked. I was so geeked. But then everybody's like, "Oh, you got MySpace now? Oh, add me." So then like I got caught on MySpace because I remember my sister, she was on MySpace. She didn't have one. She was on somebody from I forget who's somebody from church had me on their top friends list. And so she was scrolling, she was just looking, and my mom was like, "Oh, I told you I'm not supposed to have no MySpace." She was like, "Oh no, this is somebody from church," and she seen everybody from church on the MySpace. She was like, "Oh, that's such and such, such. And such. Oh, okay." Then she seen me on there. I thought I was about to get in trouble, but she was like, "Oh, okay, well," because she seen everybody from church on there, and she was just like, "Okay, it's just a thing," you know what I'm saying? So I was like, "Whew," because I was
I,
man,
I
but
remember, and everybody's first friend was Tom. Everybody's first friend
yes,
was Tom.
oh, Tom was on
He
everybody's
was everybody's
page.
friend. Yeah.
Everybody, you didn't have no friend, you had Tom.
Tom. You had Tom. You definitely had Tom.
Man,
Yeah, I
that's
remember the
crazy.
MySpace era. Yeah.
Yeah, but then like it just like from there it got crazy because like MySpace you could have as many friends as you wanted. So
Mhm.
we would see like celebrities. That's how Kim Kardashian first really got recognized. Like I mean, she was already in like the celebrity
But
light behind the
That's how that's
scenes.
how a lot of people that's how a lot of people got recognized was uploading their music to MySpace and putting their music out on MySpace or get they kept yeah, a lot of people just kept getting famous through MySpace.
Yeah, especially Soldier Boy. Like when
Yeah.
Soldier Boy was out there, Soldier Boy, he is of my time. He's a legend. That man's a legend.
Somebody said I kept deleting them and he kept popping back up.
Yeah, he did kept popping back up too. Like I was like, dude, what is you doing?
Yeah.
Tom had all the friends. Like man, shout out to you, Tom, wherever you
Yeah,
at,
where you at, Tom? Wherever you at,
wherever
peace
you
to you,
at. I
brother.
don't know if you got a Facebook, probably not,
He
but
probably does. I gotta check that. I see if Tom got a Facebook so I could friend request him.
yeah, I'm still be getting on the podcast too. Like the legend of
Of
Tom.
Tom, yeah.
And I'm surprised I'm surprised like I never seen like a documentary of that guy. Like
Yeah, like hey, that's an idea. And like what happened? Where is Tom? Where in the world is Tom? Maybe you do a documentary on
yeah, Netflix don't take my idea now. I know y'all doing a whole lot. Y'all doing a whole lot. Don't take my time now. Give me at least put me in the credits. At least put me.
at least give him credit for thinking of it.
Yeah, give me a little percentage.
Yeah,
Revenue or
give him
something.
creative credit, definitely.
Yeah, get. Oh, and I want royalties. I don't want upfront pay. Just give me
Uh,
royalties. I'm fine.
would take
Good.
yeah, people don't realize that when you take upfront money, if you just take the points, it's actually worth more.
Yep. That's what what's his name did. I forgot his name. When the Lion King
Oh,
came
you
out, he
talking about the
played
kid? Yeah,
Simba.
like
Yep.
yeah, his they wanted to pay him a certain amount, and he was like, nah,
Yep.
nah I want.
His
She was
mom
like,
cut that off quick. She was
she was
like,
like,
"Nah,
nope,
we
we
want the
want points.
royalties."
We want the points. Yeah, we want the
Yeah.
points.
And at first
And it's the best
he was
thing.
like, "What? I want that money." But then when he
Uh,
seen like how big the Lion King was, he was like, "Oh yeah,
he said for
thank you,
life.
mom."
He said for life because now anytime they play that movie or whatever, he's getting paid.
Yep.
So mom knew what she was doing.
Yeah, facts, man. So let's get into your podcast now.
Yeah,
So you said you started the podcast in
2020.
2020, right?
Yeah, I was
Okay.
furloughed from I was furloughed from my job at the casino. I'm a table games dealer, and like I said, I have been wanting to start a podcast, but I just making up excuses and reasons why not to do it. And when I finally decided to press record, it was me and my nephew. I didn't. I had the mixer that I bought from Amazon. It was $160. It came with the mixer, a mic, headphones, and but I didn't have the jack to plug my phone to the mixer. So I'm holding the phone to the mic, and me and my nephew are chopping it up. And it was probably 5 minutes long and all that. And he was like, "Nah, we can't release that." He says, "We gotta wait till we get better." I was like, "Nah, man. I want people to see the growth. So we're gonna put this up because I want people to see where we started from, where we originally came from to where we at now." And so that was the beginning of Stuck in My Mind podcast.
What happened with the job? Was it because of COVID?
Yeah,
Okay, okay. That happened to me because I was working at my cousin's cleaning company, and then at first we were just going to be off for like a week, then it turned into 2 weeks, then it turned to a month, and then basically, it ended from there because COVID was so bad, or apparently it was so bad at the time that and then I was just like, dang.
I was out of work from March until the middle of June, and then we went back to work with restrictions and all that, and then they closed down one more time in December of 2020, and since then we just been open without any finding closures again. But yeah, man, when I first started my podcast, it was me ranting about the pandemic, politics. It was about the time George Floyd got murdered, and the division within the country, and I was enjoying doing the podcast. I just wasn't enjoying the content because it was I didn't feel there was already enough negativity out there with all the nonsense that was going on that I was like, nah, this isn't what I want to do with my podcast. So when I switched it up to a conversation piece and being able to sit down and talk to people, that's when I truly, really found my passion. That's when I truly, really knew that this is what I wanted to do because it was me being able to share my story and other people's story. And that I felt it needed to be, it needed, that's what I needed to put out. And so when I started doing that, at first, people would start ghosting you. People would be like, nah, like one of the first questions when I would ask some people guests to come on, they would be like, "Oh, what's your downloads? How many views you got? How many listeners you got?" I'm like, "Yo, I'm just starting out. I'm green. I don't know. I ain't got no listeners. I got very few followers, whatever." And they're like, "Nah, we don't want to be on the show." But eventually, yeah, no's turns into yeses, and you start slowly building, growing up. You start connecting with people. You start meeting people. I was lucky enough to meet up with this publicist, and he started giving me guests. And after that, people started reaching out to me. I was like, "Yo, I want to be a part. I heard your podcast. I would like to be a guest." Da, 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 da. And I was like, "All right, cool." So it went from no one wanting to be on my show to people actually reaching out saying, "Hey, I'd love to be a part of your show." And I've had celebrities, I've had some authors, coaches, I've had some high school friends come on and talk to me. I've been able to communicate with all different types of people.
Yeah, that's exactly the same thing that used to happen to me. Like when I first started out, like at first I was a little nervous asking people on the podcast because I was like, I just want to try it out first. But then like once I started like asking people, I got so many different no's. Like the people would either leave me on red, or most of them would just leave me on red. Others they just didn't respond. They didn't even read the message. And then other people it was just no. And
Yeah,
like I remember like I even went on like when I had like my old Snapchat and I had like a ridiculous amount of people in there for no reason.
yeah,
I was like, you know what? I'm gonna see who's gonna be on the podcast. So I messaged like over 200 people. I don't believe I had one. Nope, I didn't have one of them. Be honest, like some said they were interested, but then like they ended up either not really being serious
Yeah,
or they forgot about it, and then eventually like my Snapchat got locked out because they they I was logging into two different devices, and
yeah.
then they blocked my account. So it's just like, dang, like I could have had somebody, and I had some people like they're like, oh yeah, I'll be on the show, I'll be on the show. And I got locked out my account, and I'm like, dang, I couldn't log in on my regular phone or my iPad. And then when I tried to make a new account, they blocked them too. I was like, dang, I got to get a whole new device. But like now it's a lot easier, especially like in them Facebook groups. Like them Facebook groups, people will respond and people will get on. And
The only thing, like I'm a part of mad Facebook groups, and I've gotten quite a few guests from there and all that. It's annoying when you start getting those. Oh, I'll promote your podcast for you. I'll do this for you, because a lot of those groups are done by people who try to say, oh, I'll promote your podcast on Apple for this amount of money and get you this many downloads, and it's not organic, man. It's not gonna sustain. And so for me, is yeah, I'm part of those groups and stuff like that. But I started joining guest services like Podmatch, Matchmaker FM, Pod Booker, and these are some, and they have some free versions of those. And I started putting out the criteria to what kind of guests I wanted on my show, and they have an AI that matches you up with them. And so I've been blessed to have some amazing guests on my show.
oh yeah, I remember you told me about that earlier. See, I'm glad you told me about that because I'm definitely gonna take advantage of that. Because like I said, I got people, I got people lined up.
Yeah.
But if that AI can help me, like especially like match faster, and people who
Hmm.
actually like will reach out, like, hey, I'm trying
And,
to get on your show.
yeah.
Yeah,
So when that link I sent you, it's if you sign up, it's $6 a month, man. It's a cup of Starbucks. But the best thing about Pond Match is they offer opportunities for content creators to make money, because they have clients that sign up to be guests, strictly guests, and all they want to do is be guests on podcasts. And they actually give a percent commission to the host. I'm saying, so if there's certain people that their legacy in, so that you don't get paid for them, but you still interview them because they're interesting. If the AI matches, even though you're not gonna get commission to it, my podcast is like, I don't charge anyone to be on my podcast.
same.
But if Pod Match is willing to share their money with me, and pay me a commission for interviewing certain guests, who am I to say no?
Facts.
Who am I to say no? So, like, I've been a paid member. I've been a member for quite some time now, but I've been a paid member for the last 3 months, because that's when they started it, and I've already made that money back plus some. Saying so, to me, it's like it was a no brainer. Like, yo, listen, he's trying to, like, Alex Sanfilippo, who's the creator of Pod Match. We've become good friends and all that. I got to meet him at Podfest 2020, which is something I like. I think all podcasters, if you get a chance to attend conventions for podcasting, do it, because networking in this is huge, it's big, it's key. And if
Very.
in order for you to, if you truly want to succeed in podcasting, you really need to network, because you have but so much reach to some people, especially being an independent podcaster. A lot of us aren't celebrities. We're just regular people who found our voices and decided we wanted to do this. And so networking is big. I tell everybody, you need to network. You need to network, especially if you want to be taken serious, and if you want to grow your podcast, because once you first start, you're not everybody, like, first of all, you're not going to get 10,000 downloads in your first episode. It's not happening. Unless there's certain genres that get that, but you're not getting that. If you get 5 downloads, you're lucky.
Yeah.
And, and so you have to network and grow your audience. And I've been blessed that I've have people that've been following me since day one that still support me. That now that and it's crazy because I evolved. I went from strictly audio, right, to last year in September, I started doing video. And then from video this year, probably like 2 months, month and a half or so ago, I decided I was going to go live. And that's been the evolution of my podcast. It's been audio, video, live. But that's the growth in me and in my podcast.
Yeah, because I recognized that like with the audio, it was going steady, but it wasn't going really like in the direction that I wanted. And I remember somebody was talking on, I think it was either TikTok or Instagram, one of them videos. He was like, yeah, like we basically transition your podcast to video. Like the visual, like the audio's cool,
Yes. But
but
it's
you
limited
that
content.
visual,
It's
yeah,
limited
people
content. Yeah.
people want to see like you talk and whatnot. Cause like with me, like when I talk, sometimes I make like people tell me all the time. I be making some funny facial expression, and I be doing. And sometimes I be doing some like real crazy stuff. So like I want y'all to see like the facial expression. Like if you hear it on the audio, you might be like, oh ha ha, ha, that's funny. But if you see it, that's gonna have people like more, and plus it's gonna have people more tuned in. Like,
It's funny how I transitioned to video. Like I had said, I had started in 2020 and I was strictly audio, and then I had in August, end of August, I had a husband and wife team that they're brand and marketing specialists, and they're like, "Do you do podcasts? I mean, do you do video?" And I'm like, "Oh, not yet. I'm not ready to." And they went, "Do you do video?" And I'm like, "Oh no, no, no." And the third time they went, "Do you do video?" I said, "Yes, I do video. Record." And I had already been using StreamYard as to record my episodes, but I would record using my Rodecaster Pro. So I would just record strictly audio, but I was using StreamYard to to conduct the interviews. And they're like, "See, that's what we like. You're coachable. And it made sense that yeah, I'm already using the platform. Why not record the video as well? Because now it's extra content. This is something you can use to build your brand and build up what you're doing because it's video now. Now you don't have to use headliner and stuff like that to create waveforms, so you're able to put a video up on YouTube because YouTube doesn't like the fact that if you just put strictly audio, you have to put kind of pictures and waveforms and all that. And so it was just the next step. They just helped me just basically just like, you know what? Yeah, I do video now. Here we go.
yeah, that video does help a lot. Like, and I think it's because I remember when I first like I got a Sony camera because I've been wanting to do I've been wanting to do video for like the last like year and a half, but I wasn't hip to like StreamYard and a couple other spots. So I had what I was doing was I got a Sony ZV-1.
Yeah,
So what I did was I like the first three people that I did, well, first four people that I did like the video with, we went on Instagram in the DMs, got on the video, and I set my camera up to where it's facing like, and it was where it's facing my iPad, and that's how I recorded. But I never got to post. I only got to post like two videos because the somebody I was living with at the time, they had a laptop, and I got to upload two videos, but their laptop was like so old, and I think it had
yeah.
like a lot of. It was just so it was just so out of whack. It took too long for the other video to
Upload.
upload.
Yeah,
And so one day and I ended up getting my own laptop, but I got a Chromebook, and Sony don't link up with Chromebooks. I need a Microsoft or a MacBook.
yeah.
But so I couldn't link up my videos on my camera to the Chromebook. So then I was just like, dang, like I got this laptop for no reason. I mean, my laptop, it came in handy. It still came in handy, but still I
Yeah,
was like, I wish I would have known that because I would have been Cause like I want to do like like people that I can be face to face with. I
Yeah.
wanted to do their podcast like that. Like since we right there. But it's all good at the end of the day. Like once I get a laptop, then I'll be able to do like more face to face ones. But until now, StreamYard.
Oh, I love StreamYard, man. I definitely love StreamYard. It's what I use with my production company and all that to help produce other shows because there's so much things you can do with it. Like you're able to insert like my intro and outro. I have it on there, and I'm able to before I start my show play it. Or if we have like I do a couple of shows. Like I do my Stuck in My Mind podcast, which is my baby, and then me and my nephew we do a show for a network on Roku, the BS3 network, and we do a show every Friday that airs Friday at 11 p.m. Eastern time, and so for us to be able to do that, I'm saying to be able to use StreamYard and be able to use that to help like basically produce our shows, like to try to make good quality shows. And that was one thing that when I decided that I was going to really seriously be doing my podcast and doing other shows, I decided to invest in myself. Because when I got furloughed, when you got furloughed, the government was giving some extra money out. I'm saying, and I could have easily went and spent it on clothing and sneakers and nonsense. But what I invested in a quality mic like I have right here. I invested in my Rodecaster Pro. I invested in a Canon M50. I've invested in myself basically because this is something I felt I needed to do because I felt that my audience deserves that. They're giving me something very precious, which is time. And so if you're giving me that, because you're not getting that back, I'm gonna give you the best quality I can give you.
Yes, sir. No doubt. No doubt. See, I need to learn how to. Well, first I need to get a logo. I need to get a logo and a little entry because Miss Londa, I did a podcast with her not too long ago. Shout out Miss Londa. She did her little we did on StreamYard too, and like she had the intro and the themes. I'm like,
Mhm.
oh, I need to get me one. I just need to find a good graphic designer out there. Somebody help me out because I'm not, I'm
Send me
not
info.
too
I'm gonna hook you with a logo.
okay.
I'm
Bet,
gonna
bet.
bless you with a logo.
Appreciate it.
I'm gonna bless you with a logo. No doubt. I
So
got you.
because I'm about to trademark because I'm about to trademark my name and everything. That way I can be like official.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That way,
Do you
yeah,
have an LLC?
I do, but not for Candyman TV. It's for my health and fitness business.
Okay. Well, but you can all put that under that. You can put that all under the same umbrella.
Okay, bet, bet.
Saying, or if you want to separate it, and have it, but definitely start an LLC for your show, for whatever it is. I'm saying, and that's something we're not taught. We're not taught about LLCs. We're not taught about any of that. We're not taught about finances. And that's one another thing I wanted to do was enlighten people in that because we're not, like I said, we're not taught. We're taught to go to school, get an education, work for 30, 40 years for some company, and then retire. We're not taught about investments. We're not taught about owning property. We're not taught about any of that. I'm saying we're just taught to be consumers. We're not taught
Yep,
about being business owners because they don't want us to be business owners.
yep. You're right about that because I remember there's been times before a lot of black people that I know. I remember I used to tell them like, oh yeah, we should do this, we should invest in this, we should look more into this. They was like, oh nah, like why we do that? You don't get no money or you lose money like stock market, for instance. Like when I was a kid, I remember I used to talk about I went to this school called Heritage Christian, like it was in elementary school. It was mostly white kids there. It was a majority white school. A lot of them parents had big money.
And talk
They
about
used to
stocks.
yeah,
And
they used to talk about stocks. And I
mhm.
remember I was like, I wonder what a stock is. I would talk to I would go back to my community. I'd be like,
And
yeah,
we
they
don't
talk
know. And
about
we
the
don't know.
stock market. They'll be like, oh no, don't
You
get in
could
that
lose. You
stock
lose.
market.
And
You're
and
gonna
that's what it
lose
is.
all your money.
And That's how they control us. They make us fear that. They make us fear that. They make us think that, oh no, we can't invest because we're gonna lose all our money.
Yeah.
Nah, man. You need to learn about investing. If you don't necessarily have to buy a stock and get a full Roth IRA, get a saying whatever it is to take, because a savings account ain't nothing. People think, oh yeah, I got a savings account. Your savings account ain't making you no money. It's making the bank money.
Yep. And you
Because
lose.
they're lending your money out, getting crazy, what, sometimes 24%, whatever it is, or return on your investment, whatever you put in, they lending your money out. We're
And
not
you get
taught
a,
that.
and then you get they give like a return rate interest of
Of
like
point
point.
zero 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 one, like 1%.
Yep. Because I
But
know
yet
one
they
of.
get but yet they getting 10, 20, 30% on these loans that they're giving out.
Yep.
Nah, man. We weren't taught that. So my goal was to enlighten people and show them, like, listen, there's other things out there. You can be an entrepreneur. You can be a business owner. Some people, they don't. That's not their lane. Some people don't. They like being workers. I'm not. I'm not happy being a worker.
Yeah.
Like my name is Wize El Jefe. That means the boss, because I'm a boss. I'm not trying to be a worker. I'm not trying to punch a clock. Yeah, as a entrepreneur, you work harder, you work more hours, you probably make less at the moment. But once your business takes off, you can set whatever you want to go on vacation. I ain't go on vacation. You ain't got to punch a clock,
Yep.
but you have to put in the work first. You have to build it up. But we want instant gratification. We want it now. Nah, man. Take your time. Build your business.
Yep. And that's how some people fail because like that's why I can't work with a lot of people because they see the business plan and what they want to do is they want to be a part of the plan, but they don't want to work. They want to be like, oh yeah, okay, he's got the plan, he's making the moves, he's doing this, he's doing that. Oh, I have to do this now. Oh wait, I gotta do this. Oh wait, I gotta move like this now. Nah, I'm cool. But then as soon as something come up, like just say the business blow up in a year, then they want to start coming around. Oh, now you want to put in the work. Nah, like and some people like they would only put in the work if it's gonna mostly benefit them.
Yeah.
And it's like a mindset. Like some people think like, oh, like they want me to be their business partner because they want me to work for them. No, I'm really actually putting you onto something. I'm
Hmm.
trying to work together with you. Because me, I'm the type of businessman, if you work with me, it's
We all
50
eating.
50 split.
We all eating.
Yeah, we all
That's my
eating.
thing. Like I got my nephew. He's my partner, and my homegirl Brandy. She's my partner. And my goal is, yeah, I'm the face of it, but my goal is for all of us to eat. Anybody who I deal with, anybody who's in business with me, I want everybody to eat. I don't want to be up top by myself. It's lonely by yourself, man. It
Yeah.
sucks when you the only person being sick. Nah, man. I want everybody I know to be successful. I want you to be successful. I want anybody I interact with. I want them to be successful, because you're not my competition. Let's be honest. You're not my competition. I'm my own competition. There's no other podcast like mine. There's no other podcast like yours. Yours is unique because it's your podcast. It's your personality. It's you. So you're not my competition. So why should I not promote you? I'm saying I'm gonna share your stuff. If you're my friend, I'm gonna share it all the time. What does it hurt me to press the share button? But we don't do that. We hold each other back. Nah, I can't see that dude shine. Nah, I ain't shining, he can't shine. Nah, man.
Yep.
Cause
And
I
it
know,
be
because I know if I shine, I get to shine light on them.
yep. And it be sometimes it be like the closest people to you who don't want to see you shine when in reality
It'd be
you
crazy,
trying
right?
to help them.
It'd be crazy, right? You
You
be
trying to
thinking like,
help
yo, you
them.
my peeps, but
Yeah.
why you hating? Like, why
Yeah,
you hating?
like
Why? Like, oh, and like some like there'll be people like, oh, how's the podcast going? But they say it in a way that is like sarcastic or like, oh yeah, how's it doing? Like it's doing great. I'm saying
Yep.
I'm good. What you like if you don't listen to it, that's great. That's fine.
And some people be mad because they'll say that because they'll hear from other people that it's going good or whatever business venture it is. They'll be
Do
like,
it, yeah.
somebody will be talking about, oh yeah, they business or they doing this and this and that and other. Then they'll come around like, oh, so how's it going? Oh, and then when you be positive about your own stuff, they'll be like, they hit you with that, oh yeah, oh that's what's up. Oh yeah, that's what's up. They don't say, oh, I'm happy for you. I'm so glad. That's but oh, they hit you with that, oh, that's what's up,
Yeah, nah.
and then keep it pushing like, nah, you mad because for what? And the thing is, it's not like, and it's not
You
like
know
you
why they
going
mad? You know why
go
they
ahead.
mad? Because they didn't attempt to go for their dreams. I'm
Facts.
saying they decided that they want to be complacent. They wanted to stay stuck where they're at, and didn't want to better themselves. Whereas me and you, we decided like, now we deserve better. We're not happy with where we at. We want more. We want to grow and develop and build businesses and help other people as well.
Exactly. Some people just don't see that, like, and then like then like there's been time like especially like just say like you bring up business ideas or whatnot, and then like you try to be consistent with them, and then you see after a while like okay they're not gonna rock with you at all. Then they think you change up on them when you stop bringing them into their plan. We stop bringing them into your plans. It's just like, bruh, you was never wanting to be a part of this. So
Yeah,
why
no,
is you mad that I moved on?
and that's the that's another problem. That's the problem is like, yo, listen, if you truly wanted to be a part of this, then you should be on the ground floor. You should be in here working, grinding with me. I'm saying I shouldn't have to do all the heavy lifting, and then you be coming at, hey, yeah, let's do this. Nah, man. If you ain't with me from day one, I don't need you.
Facts.
I'm saying if you're not willing to grind with me, nah, man. Hey, listen, I don't. And I'm not angry. I'm not upset. I'm not. But I don't need you. And the crazy thing is, you would think your friends and your family be your biggest supporters. Nah, it'd be complete strangers. It'd be people you just meeting now. They're like, yo, yeah, I like your stuff. Here. Where you have people that you've known for years, they ain't check out nothing you put out. They ain't purchased nothing from your merchandise store, any of that. But you get a complete stranger that you've probably known a couple of months, like, and you be like, yo, they rocking your shirts, they promoting your podcast, they promoting whatever you're doing, whatever business you're doing. And it shouldn't be that way. It should be people you know directly supporting you and having your back, but that's not the case. And the reason is because they seeing where you come from and they thinking you're still that same person. And they're like, oh, now he's from where I'm at. I'm not progressing in life. Why should he or why should she? It's that crab in the barrels mentality, man.
Yep. And it's like they don't want to see you succeed. And like it's crazy how some people like when you down and out and when you down bad, they rock with you because they like seeing you down. They like seeing you unsuccessful. They like seeing you
They
depressed. They
like
like
to see
seeing
you
you,
where they're at. They like
yeah.
to see you where they're at. They
And then
want
when
you.
you come up, it's
Oh,
like
you think you're
oh,
better than me
you think
now?
you
You
better
think,
than me now?
yeah? See
Like
that's
what?
you,
I
see
never
that.
did.
Like,
You
what are you
and
talking about?
and
Like,
it
yo,
be the
listen, I try to.
people. It be the people that's doing better than you. And it be the people that's doing better than you. Like you got more money. There's been some cats I've seen. Y'all got way more money. Y'all getting all the girls. Y'all got all these cars. Y'all plugged into all these connections. And little old me, I'll do something, and then all of a sudden, I'm not. And the thing is, I'm not even barely getting paid for it. Or it could be something where I'm getting little money from, and then they just boom hating on like that. But I got a question for you. Do you got some time?
Yeah, we
You
got
got a
some
little
time.
bit of extra time?
Yeah, I got
Okay,
some time.
real
We got some
quick.
time. We got some time.
Okay, real quick, everybody that's listening on the podcast, we're about to do a commercial break because the usual. Anchor only lets me record 60 minutes at a time. So make sure you like, share, subscribe, yada yada. Go to CandymanTV.com so you can see the visual, and we'll be back after these commercial breaks. And boom. Okay, cool. We still live on the podcast. Though. Let me do YLFA part 1. And we about to be back on the podcast. Okay, we back on the podcast. Y'all listen to the Candy Shop with Wize El Jefe as the special guest. We're live on my personal Facebook, my Facebook like page, Candyman TV. Make sure you go like my YouTube page, Twitch, and Twitter. Hopefully, Twitch is still working, or it is working today. If it's not, oh well, it'll work one of these days. And we're getting heard on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Castbox, Radio Public, Podvine, Pocket Cast, Overcast, Castro, Podbean, Listen Notes, and Podchaser. Okay, with that one, I kind of had to take a breath. I took a breath on that one. I tried. I was reading a little bit too fast.
No doubt.
But we back. Okay, well, back to where we was going though. Back to where we was going. Yeah, like some of them people, like I said, they got the cars, the girls, the money. You go on all these places. You got the designer, you got everything. I'm striving to get like them.
Yeah.
But then like once something semi good happened to me, they want to be like, whoa, like y'all, because they so used to. I don't, and some of the people they really be talking bad behind your back for real. That's why they get mad like when you do it, or they got all this money, but they know they're not going nowhere. And then when they see you with potential to go somewhere like outside the city or outside opportunities, they be mad about it.
Yeah.
It's wild, bro.
No, you're absolutely right, man. And it's crazy, man. Sometimes it's just like it's with the change in mind shift. It's also the change in energy, right? So you start attracting the right people into your life. And since I've been doing my podcast and I've shifted the energy from where I started with all the negative stuff and all the rants and all that. Sometimes you got to rant once in a while, but once I switched it more to the conversation piece and started focusing on positive aspects and stuff like that, like I started connecting with the right people. I started linking up with people that wanted to see me succeed and wanted to help me grow as a podcaster, as a person. And you start attracting all these people into your life, and you can't help but to change, because when you surround yourself around people that are doing things, that inspires you and motivates you to do things. I'm saying, so I've been blessed to link up with some amazing people, with some business owners, with people that are successful in the space, making money, doing all that, and being able to learn from them and them willing to share that knowledge with you. It's amazing. I'm saying, like, I've had my business 2 years, and this year I'm actually getting more. Like, my goal this year was to get 5 clients, like, before the end of the year. And I've already picked up 2. And I got I'm probably end up with more than 5 by the end of the year. But you have to put that out there. You have to put that energy out there. You have to want that. Like I said, I'm a big fan of The Secret. So I have my goals in front of me that when I'm sitting here, I see them every day. And that's just me looking at it and be like, all right, I can scratch that one off. I can scratch that one off. And then once you start doing that, you just start adding more goals up there. And start building that up. And again, it's once you start that shift in mentality, you start attracting those people into your life, man. I've been blessed now to be connecting. Like I told you, me and my nephew got a show on the Roku channel on the BS3 network. The owner of that, Ben Selleriff III, he recommended me to a digital magazine so they could interview me. He didn't have to do that. But he's like, nah, man, I love what you do. I want you to shine. I want to give you the opportunity. I want you to blow up. And that's amazing, bro. Like to have people I've met just a few months ago wanting for me to succeed, giving like give me their resources to succeed. That's a blessing that that I'm grateful for. So when you like, yeah, I gotta get a logo, I- and I'm like, I'll make that for you, free of charge. You know why? Because you're out here wanting to grow and develop. So I need to give back. Someone helped me out. I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help you out. I'm gonna help anyone who in the space that doesn't know where to go. Because I know when I first started, I didn't have anyone. Like I had to do a lot of the stuff myself. I had to do a lot of the research and all that, and all the programs and editing and all that. It was me learning for myself, doing the research. So if I could give back to anybody, I'm like, I'm all for it.
Well, I respect it and I appreciate it. And in the words of my one of my good friends, Lave from 11th, make sure y'all go follow him on Instagram. Scratch mine, I'll scratch yours. You know what I'm saying? Scratch my back, scratch your back. You know what I'm saying? That's how I am too. Like you look out for me, I'm gonna look out for you. And I'm not the type of person to try to look like, oh, I'm gonna do this for somebody just so like just for like good. I mean, of course, good karma, but that's not my
No,
only thing.
it's like that meme, right? That they show this guy giving a homeless guy some money, but at the same time he's on Instagram, like, you see what I'm doing? See what I'm
Yep.
doing? Like, yeah, see, I'm giving, I'm giving. Nah, I like to do my shit and I don't need credit. As long as you and me know, I'm good with that. I don't need everybody else to know. The reason I'm doing is out of kindness of my heart, because I see you a good guy. You trying to do something, and I do graphic design. I do logos. And what's gonna hurt me take an hour so out of my time to build you a logo? Nah, it's nothing to me, bro. Especially if I could help another brother out trying to do something. I'm all for that. I'm all about helping other people grow. Like I said, I want everyone I meet to succeed, especially when I see you a good person.
Yep. That's how I feel too, man. Like I said, I appreciate that for real. Like, because it's always good to just look out for other people. Like, because like you said, it's all about community. When the community comes together,
Yeah,
it's
it's
unstoppable.
unstoppable. It's unstoppable. As long as the community grows and build and all that, ain't nobody stopping it.
Man. And that's what we was talking about yesterday when I was talking to my my people's Virgo. Sorry, I choked a little bit. A shout out to the Virgo show, by the way. Real friend, faithful listener. You know what I'm saying? We was talking about like unity. Like she was talking about like how family reunions they need to like every basically like especially with black people you need to have some sort of family, not maybe not like a humongous family reunion, but like basically a family meeting every 3 months. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Like, and I was talking about like when we went protesting, the city went protesting or whatever. Every hood came together, and there was no beefing, there was no fighting, there was no shooting. Everybody was locking arms. We was cutting off traffic, all type of stuff. And I've never seen that type of unity before, especially in the city of Canton. Because usually, if all of them was together, it would have been a
and
riot.
fights and all
But
that. Yeah,
that man, I'm talking about it would have been nasty. And on top of that, like we even walked through like the most dangerous neighborhood in Canton is Shore on the west side. We walked through Shore, and I remember we walked past this gas station. I forget what gas station it was, but for some reason, everybody was at the gas station deep. I'm talking about it was packed at the gas station right there and then. It could have been all bad. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Because we got everybody else's hood in their spot, and it is basically the whole hood is at the gas station.
yeah.
But all they did, they just watched. They seen the protest. You know what I'm saying? Like they was they was playing music and whatnot, and did they thing, but everybody just watched peacefully. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was like, hey, nigga, da da da. Nobody was hollering. Nobody was throwing them no sets, nothing. Like people was like
Yeah.
actually just like respecting the peace.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But like after the protests,
We
it
get
went
divided
right
again.
back to
We get
normal.
we get divided again. Yeah.
Yeah, went right back to
We,
normal.
we get divided, and that's something that we need to work on. I'm saying that's something we need to work as a community is stop being divided. Like we need to give back to our communities. Like they like I don't really care about that defund the police bullshit, but y'all keep defunding our schools, taking away from our schools, and already the school system's already I'm saying sucks.
Trash.
It's already trash. So now you're making it even more trash by taking away money from after school programs, from stuff that'll help these kids stay off the streets. But they don't want, like I said, they don't want that for us. We gotta want that for us. We have to make this change. It's not gonna happen if we don't do it.
Yeah, it's not. It all starts with us, like, and it's just like it just unfortunately, some people are just gonna be stuck, and they just stuck. They don't know where to. They don't. I mean, it's just like there's a lot of inside stuff that goes on that
Yeah,
some people is hard to let go, and for
absolutely.
others it's harder. It's easier to explain or understand. Especially if you going through it. You certain things that go on, like certain stuff that you go in your life, certain people did to you or have done, like people that's close to you. You be like, oh no, I can't rock with that. I'm not okay with that. But there's other folks who's deep in the game, like, and it's just like, nah, their attitude is, I'm never gonna get over that until that person is either dead and gone, or even if they is dead and gone, I'm just gonna hold that grudge forever.
Yeah, and yeah, that we don't know how to let things go and move on, and that was my issue that was my problem is I couldn't let that anger go. Saying and when I couldn't let that anger go, I was just being self destructive. And when I finally did decide to let it go and seek the help that I needed, saying life changed. Life changed for the better.
Yeah, for real though, and it's just it's just it'll get better. Just it'll get better but that's the only thing though. Like, and another thing we was talking about yesterday, like they like how they gentrifying a lot of black neighborhoods. Like at the like for instance, like with Canton, like they're gentrifying like the Shore neighborhood right now as we speak. They've been doing that for the last couple of years, but they doing it because at the end of the day, regardless of a city is a business. They're
So
building like the Hall of
yeah,
Fame in
Canton, yeah,
football. That's gonna be the biggest thing, and that's gonna bring in millions of dollars to Canton every year.
yeah.
If y'all, if if y'all, if there's a certain area that could ruin that millions of dollars, oh, they gonna do whatever it takes
So,
get rid of whoever or whatever's going on
but
so they can make that money. Because at the end of the day, the city of Canton is a business
yeah,
just like everything else.
so my neighborhood, like I told you, growing up was nothing but vacant lots and abandoned buildings, right?
Right.
You go back now, it's new houses up, a lot of different people, new people in the community, and people like, oh, to me, I felt like compared to where it was, this is a step up. Like I don't want to continue. I didn't want to continue to see my neighborhood as vacant lots and abandoned buildings. I want to see the new homes come up. I want to see new people in the community in the neighborhood because it's time to stop the division. Screw the fact, like screw that black white whatever, man. It's we people. We are one. Like come on, we all bleed. We all feel. We all have emotions. We just got different skin color. We all come from different. So what, man? But at the root of it all we all want the same thing. We want to live peacefully. We want to live. We want to be successful. We want our family to do well. Because I've interviewed all types of people on my show, and at the base and at the core of it all, we all the same. But they just want us to believe that we're different, and that's how they control us, is by dividing us.
Yep. That's exactly how to divide and conquer.
That's the
That's
only way.
game plan.
It's listen. This country is a capitalistic country. It's all about the dollars. It's all about the dollars. And so when they teach you about, one of the things they teach you is about being a consumer. Like, nah, you don't want to be a consumer, man. That's one of the things that they teach us, is being a consumer. They don't teach us about, again, none of that other stuff. They don't teach us on the finances, the financial aspect of it all.
Yeah, they don't. And there's so much, like, it's crazy because there's so much we as a people can do together, like to a point, like we wouldn't need, like, if not even just like in our neighborhoods, like if the whole United States, if
States,
the
yeah.
whole regular people outside of the government work together, we wouldn't even need the government. The government
Would
runs
list would
off
come,
us.
yeah. If
They
we were
would
to
do
really,
us.
if we were to really be involved in the politics of it all, and the regulation of these laws and all that, there will be no stopping that. But since they know they could divide, like, they want to be like, oh, you're a Republican, you're a Democrat. At the end of the day, all them motherfuckers are in the back counting their money. Don't matter if you red or blue. All of them in the back counting their money. How the hell these politicians go in as average Americans, and when they come out, they multi-millionaires? How is that possible, serving the public? But yet your public is poor as hell. There's something wrong with that.
Yep.
But they don't want you to see that. They want you to be like, no, look, this Democrat is doing starting real on me. Oh no, this Republican is doing this to you. Nah, y'all both doing it to us. Y'all both screwing us without Vaseline.
I mean, I remember somebody said like Democrats and Republicans are pretty much the same people.
Yeah.
They just rock different colors.
Yeah.
It ain't no
Absolutely.
different.
Absolutely.
Y'all
Absolutely.
got one uniform, we got another, but we really the same people. We just
Yeah.
putting on a show.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. But man, this has been great, bro. I appreciate you having me on your show, man.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm glad to have you on. I know you got a couple things to do. So real quick before you go, cause I put all your social media stuff in the description. But for those of you who don't like to read, I was gonna have you
Oh,
I was gonna have you tell everybody.
well, you can check out my podcast on YouTube. It's Stuck in My Mind Podcast. Same thing. I'm on all major platforms as far as audio. I'm on Spotify, Apple. Podbean is my main platform. Um, all those platforms you said, I'm on.
Yeah.
There's too many of them to be. I'm not gonna go name one more. But if you listen to a podcast on a certain platform, is more than likely you will find Stuck in My Mind Podcast on that. You can also check out my website. It's www.realwiseproductions.com. Right there you can check out what shows we got, what we doing. And you can check out my other show, Poppy J and Wize El Jefe, on Roku channel. Download the BS3 network. We're on 11 p.m. Eastern time every Friday. But check out all the shows on there, because they got some great shows on there. And then you can also check me out Thursdays and Fridays on Snowman in the Morning. We're on all major platforms on that, and on YouTube as well, as it's Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. And I think that's about it. Or you can check out my Instagram at Instagram. It's Wize_L_Jefe. And on Twitter, it's Wize_B_blunt.
Alrighty, y'all. Y'all heard him. Wize, again, I appreciate you being on the show. I'm gonna make sure we definitely gonna do more collabs, and
Oh,
I'm
well, you're gonna be on my show next week, so don't
yeah,
forget.
you already
Next week
know.
you're on my show next week. So
Facts.
y'all gotta check Candyman out on my TV next week on my show, Stuck on My Mind, which it goes live every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but we're doing a special show Thursday with Candyman TV. So definitely come check us out.
You already know. All right, fam. It was great talking to you. And everybody, y'all have a wonderful night. Be safe out there.
Peace out.
Peace. About to get off the live. Let me end the broadcast.